Good evening. The indecision is reaching levels that are almost embarrassing. Who's in charge of making a decision as to whether the pro-Palestine march should go ahead through central London this Saturday, Armistice Day, or not? Now, it was interesting that the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, summoned Sir Mark Rowley, the boss of the Metropolitan Police, to Downing Street today. He cancelled another engagement to go there. But it seems to be all over the place because, you see, Sir Mark yesterday said it's up to politicians to draw the lines. It's up to politicians to set the rules. But I would argue, Sir Mark, that actually the Public Order Act of 1986 is perfectly clear. If you think there is a serious danger of violence or damage, then you have the power to recommend that the march is banned. And given some of the appalling scenes from the last 3 Saturdays and what we've seen happen to poppy sellers on Charing Cross Station and worse still, Waverley Station up in Edinburgh, and now the vandalism, of course, of that cenotaph in Rochdale, I'd have thought the danger was pretty obvious and pretty clear. So they had the meeting in Downing Street, and Rishi Sunak has come out with a sort of pretty weak-kneed statement saying that he thinks that the whole thing is inappropriate and wrong, but it's people's right to march, and that's what we fought for. Well, there is a point, of course, in that. But nobody wants to take responsibility, let alone, of course, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Now, he's put out a statement. He's been ever so quiet for the last week. In the last hour or two, saying, no one disputes that remembrance events must be protected, but the policing of protests are operational decisions for the Met, not the Home Secretary. Yes, Sadiq Khan, we know that, but who has direct responsibility for the operations of the Metropolitan Police Force? Well, it's you. And you have enormous power. It was Khan, of course, who got rid of Sir Mark Rowley's predecessor. Yes, Cressida Dick got sacked because Mayor Khan didn't want her there anymore. He wants nothing to do with it. The government want nothing to do with them. By the way, if they wanted to, they could ban the march by passing emergency powers. That wouldn't be a problem, but they won't do it. And it seems that the Met are, frankly, I think, increasingly turning a blind eye to some of the awful things that are being said and done on our streets. I suspect in some ways it's probably now too late to ban this march. People will have booked tickets. They're probably going to turn up anyway. So is there a compromise solution? Well, I think there is. You see, the police certainly don't have the power to ban gatherings. So why not allow the pro-Palestine protesters to have their gathering in Hyde Park, to fly their flags in Hyde Park? But if they leave Hyde Park and head towards our national monuments, then arrest every single one of them. That, to me, seems to be, at this late hour, perhaps the only possible compromise.